Anytime, anywhere with the iHeartRadio app. Oh, stop.
I'm more honest now than I've ever been in my entire career with my music. Anyone will see it that way.
Or wherever you get your podcast. Got a story or just want to leave us some feedback? Call the Black Information Network hotline at 855-500-9BIN.
Officer Joseph Manson operating weapon in a manner constituting criminal negligence.
80% of black business owners feel they are doing much better this year than they did last year because no one can tell our story like us.
A Nigerian police chief is indicted in the United States for an elaborate scam. We need to know.
The Black Information Network.
The Bay Area BIN 910 and on the iHeartRadio app. For Verizon, having diverse voices at the table isn't a nice to have. It's something we're dedicated to. Moving beyond partnerships to action. Including with the AdFellows program. Teaming up with brand partners and agencies, AdFellows is proof that together, real impact is possible. A paid 8-month program, AdFellows gives diverse talent a chance to put their stamp on big brands by ingraining themselves on brand marketing and agency teams. Working on real briefs, AdFellows helps you identify what kind of marketer you want to become. COVID-19 has changed the way we live and work and created the need for a new marketing playbook. A playbook we need diverse voices to write. There has never been a more critical time for programs like AdFellows. AdFellows is committed to making a lasting impact. Last year, even with a challenging job market, 94% of fellows were placed into full-time jobs. AdFellows is part of Verizon and its consortium of partners committed to diversifying the marketing industry with the most immersive experience possible. Learn more about AdFellows at adfellowsprogram.com. That's adfellowsprogram.com. A special thank you to 23andMe,
A proud founding partner who shares and supports the mission of the Black Information Network.
The opinions, beliefs, and viewpoints expressed in this commentary are those of the author and do not necessarily represent those of BIN and its founding partners and employees. Now it's time to bring the funk with Roland S. Martin.
Reverend Dr. William J. Barber, co-convener of the Poor People's Campaign, made it clear that Democrats must find a spy when it comes to confronting issues facing the poor in America. Bill de Blasio says the city will require proof of vaccination for customers and employees for indoor dining and performance facilities. McDonald's is now requiring employees and customers to wear masks at restaurant in areas with high or substantial transmission of the coronavirus. Masks are now required regardless of whether someone is vaccinated. McDonald's is a proud founding partner of the Black Information Network. Tonight is National Night Out. Communities across the U.S. are hosting events. It takes place the first Tuesday of each August. The goal is building stronger ties between police and the communities they serve. I'm Julius White from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network at BINnews.com. Source for Black News, the Black Information Network. A Clemson football player already in trouble with the law now faces punishment to be determined by head coach Dabo Swinney. The Black Information Network's Morgan Wood has more.
According to a police investigation, sophomore quarterback Craig Davis was involved in a serious crash with a mail truck on July 21st in Clinton, South Carolina. Investigators say Davis was charged with reckless driving, losing control of the car after driving at a speed of 115 miles per hour in a zone.
What are you laughing at?
Speed limit of 55 miles per hour.
What?
The driver of the mail truck
What's so
suffered very
funny?
severe injuries. In a statement, Clinton
What?
officials said in part, grounds for internal discipline
What
or
sound?
misdemeanor charges like this.
What? What's so funny? What's so funny? Yeah.
Handbook, which says that the head coach can recommend a course of action.
Tell me.
Free on bond. I'm working with on the Black Information
What
Network.
cartoon?
A mixed bag at the Tokyo Olympics for world leader Trayvon Brunel of the United States, missing out
Yeah,
on the
what
100-meter
cartoon?
final by 1 millisecond.
What? Yeah. Tell me.
First round men's 100-meter
That's so funny.
third in the second heat. Brunel, who was favored for gold in Tokyo, took to Twitter to thank his fans, saying, "Lord knows how much I want to be in that final." Now, Brunel was out of competition for 4 years, suffering an Achilles tendon injury at the Rio Games in 2016, leaving the contest. Injury struck again in 2019. After a month away from the leg, he was told by doctors he would never face a competitor again. Sports fans 14 and 46 minutes past each hour. Black Information Network spoke with Mason Cooper from McDonald's USA about his personal keys to success as an African American working in corporate America. First, you don't get an opportunity if you don't work at a with a lot of opportunity. You don't want to be a question about whoever. Follow your Golden on Instagram. Bank of America Corporation is proud to be the
Oh shit. I almost passed it.
It was an open casket funeral, and Biz was dressed in a custom outfit designed by Harlem's fashion designer, Dapper Dan. Reverend Al Sharpton delivered the eulogy, and BET live streamed celebration of life.
Oh, there's a line. A big line. Oh my lord.
Big Daddy Kane were in attendance.
Fucking asshole with the fucking brides. Hate assholes like that.
And rapper
Fucking no
Rock is
reason to have
mourning the
brakes
loss
on.
of his 4-year-old daughter, Lauren Maxwell. The toddler's mother announced the tragic news in a heartbreaking Instagram post over the weekend. A cause of death has not been revealed yet, but the child was sick for nearly a month. The news comes just a week after Fetty Rock dedicated his Rolling Loud Miami set to Lauren. And Apple Studios' movie Emancipation, starring Will Smith,
on,
is
turn
suspending
green or red.
filming after a positive COVID-19
You have to wait a
test
big,
among
long
crews
line.
working in Louisiana. Officials said that production on the runaway slave thriller is expected to pause for at least 5 days out of an abundance of caution. Principal shooting on the movie, directed by Antoine Fuqua, began last month. Emancipation moved filming to Louisiana from Georgia after the passage of a controversial election law in Georgia. With the latest entertainment at 17 and 47 minutes past each hour. I'm Morgan Wood on the Black Information Network. Nita, with your health matters.
Okay, what do you want?
Chicken stars.
Only chicken stars, that's it.
9-piece chicken stars.
That's it? Only 9 piece?
6-piece chicken stars.
Oh my god.
Remember that social involvement is definitely a motivator. Don't forget, slow and steady wins the race. Losing weight too fast can take a toll on your mind and body, making you feel sluggish, drained, and sick. Try to lose a pound or 2 a week so you're losing fat rather than water and muscle. Use tools like smartphone apps, fitness trackers, or simply keeping a journal
It's gonna
to
take
track
a
the
long
food
time.
you eat, the calories you burn, and the weight you lose. Finally, get plenty of sleep. Lack of sleep stimulates your appetite, so you'll want more food than normal. Sleep deprivation can also affect your motivation. So
Loser.
aim for 8 hours
You
of
hate the
quality
9
sleep each night because
inch
your health matters.
clearance
I'm
stick.
Sunita on the Black Information Network. Black news all day, every day.
The power of information. The Bay Area's PIN 910. I'm Doug Davis.
And I'm Esther Dillard on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Here are your top stories. A Milwaukee County, Wisconsin judge rules on a deadly police shooting many thought was a done deal. Now the cop could be charged after all in the fatal shooting of a black man 5 years ago. An African-American man who called police after he says some drunken white men attacked him and threatened to get a noose is now the one being charged by prosecutors. NAACP lawyers are now involved. And the 7-day average of daily coronavirus cases is moving ahead of last summer's peak. The CDC says the U.S. average went over 72,700 cases. That's about 4,000 more than last summer's peak, but the data also shows the daily average went back down over the weekend. CDC Director Dr. Rochelle Walensky told a White House briefing America's battle against the virus has to continue because COVID-19 is clearly not done with us. Walensky said on Fox News, protection is the best way to eradicate the virus.
The best way to stop a new variant from spreading is to have less virus out there, and the best way to do that is to get people vaccinated and to mask up until they are.
Cases in the U.S. have spiked recently with the Delta variant sweeping across the country.
Spirit Airlines cancellations are leaving travelers stuck at the airport. The Florida-based carrier grounded 165 flights, and Flightware.com notes.
No fries?
Yes, fries.
I don't see the meal for chicken stars.
Hello,
Hi.
can I help you?
Yes. Can I please have a 9-piece chicken stars? Do you have a meal for that?
Yeah.
Okay, can I have a meal of 9-piece chicken stars?
Ano sauce do you like?
No sauce.
And what kind of drink?
Sprite but no ice.
It's one medium or large.
Medium.
Okay.
And then jalapeno. Can I have a double Western bacon cheeseburger? Just a sandwich. Hmm.
Okay.
And then a 6-piece chicken stars by itself.
Like any sauce?
No sauce.
Okay.
And can I have a crisp cut fries?
Okay, it's okay.
That'll be it. Thank you.
All right, 31.19 for 31. Thank you.
Thank you. Whoa. Here, darling, how you clean it? Oh, my hands got dirty. Yeah. Let me give you a dry one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Millions of Americans are facing mask mandates as the Delta variant of COVID-19 continues to spread. San Francisco and most of the Bay Area are ordering masks to be worn indoors in public spaces.
Let me check the food.
Regardless of vaccination status, people must wear face coverings inside public areas in San Francisco, Alameda, Contra Costa,
She didn't give me
Marin,
receipt.
Sonoma, San Mateo, and Santa Clara counties, along with the city of Berkeley. Some officials are also encouraging private companies and organizations to impose indoor mask rules. The new mask mandate comes as the Delta coronavirus variant surges throughout Northern California and the nation.
What?
A new analysis
What?
finds less than 1% of those who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19 test positive for the virus. The Kaiser Family Foundation looked at breakthrough coronavirus cases that resulted in hospitalization or death. CDC data shows less than 0.5% of fully vaccinated Americans have experienced the breakthrough case that resulted in hospitalization or death. Foundation's analysis also found more than 90% of recent cases of hospitalization are among the unvaccinated.
The Brentwood
Bullshit.
School District is
Liars.
reporting positive coronavirus cases among students and staff. After just 3 days of classes, officials are reporting more than a dozen cases across the system's 11 campuses. District officials did not disclose how many of the cases are among students.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is calling for action to be taken on the eviction moratorium that's just expired.
We would like the CDC
Oh, eat your fries
to
first.
expand the moratorium. That's where it can be done.
Remember, you made me pay for the fries, so you better eat them.
Comes as the White
Okay.
House insists it doesn't have the authority to extend it. Supreme Court justices also recently kept the ban, but said the CDC went beyond its authority and the ban wouldn't be kept in place unless Congress acts.
The city of San Francisco is rolling out its new street overdose response
those are no
team.
flavor.
Team will be sent to overdose calls and provide immediate response and service from paramedics and public health specialists. The response team will operate for 12 hours per day, but by early 2022, they plan to operate on a 24-hour, 7-day weekend. Within the first year, SWORD has a goal of reaching some 700 people at risk of overdose.
San Francisco's famous cable cars are slowly returning from the pandemic shutdown. Service resumed on the Power Project between Christmas Wharf and Union Square for the first time since March 2020. The operation is 7 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. and rides will be free for a month. Mask wearing is required, as on all public transit systems. The Powell, Mason, and California Line cable cars are expected to be phased back into service over the next few weeks.
For more on these stories and international, national, state, and local news affecting the Black community, listen to the Black Information Network on the iHeartRadio app or log on to BINnews.com. I'm Terry McCready along with Kevin Brown on your home for 24/7 News, San Francisco's CIS 910.
The power of information.
Black news here and now.
The Bay Area's BIN 910. If you're looking for a new comedy to binge, Black Monday is it. If you kind of want to finish the show you're currently watching first, don't. Because I guarantee you, it doesn't even compare to Black Monday. It's not as funny, not as outrageous. And does it have Don Tito in it? Yeah, didn't think so.
I'm a legitimate businessman. I pay taxes.
Black Monday, produced by Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, is back for another season, starring Emmy and Golden Globe nominee Don Cheadle, Andrew Reynolds, Casey Wilson, with Paul Steer and Regina Hall as 5 mistress to call the 1987 World Championship.
Quitting Wall Street was like a blessing. Technically, you were kicked off forever.
And as they enter the radical 90s, they'll take on the consequences of being bankrupt. Morally bankrupt.
I think it might be time to sell that Nintendo stuff you put me in. No, it's gonna be huge.
You can kick them out of Wall Street, but the hustle never ends. New episodes of Black Monday are now streaming only on Showtime.
You've got a voice. We've got a
Where's your mask?
Call the Black Information Network at 855-500-9BIN.
Keeping you informed. Former President Donald Trump threatened to primary any GOPers backing the bipartisan infrastructure deal.
Keeping you engaged. And to see something like that, a handcuffed individual kicked in the face, nothing justifies that.
With 24/7 news you can trust.
Officials confirmed that America is sending 10 million doses to Nigeria and South Africa. The Black Information Network has the stories that matter.
The Bay Area's BIN 910 and on the iHeartRadio app.
This is a BIN Tech Report. It's been 30 years since the World Wide Web arrived. And yes, internet use, broadband, and smartphone ownership have grown rapidly for nearly all Americans. Even those who are not doing great financially. But the digital divide between lower and higher income Americans is still there. According to the Pew Research Center, 3 out of 10 adults making $30,000 a year don't own a smartphone. More than 4 out of 10 don't have broadband services or a standard computer. And a majority of lower income Americans do not own tablets. On the other hand, adults in households earning $100,000 or more a year have all of these. This also causes the homework gap. The gap between school-age children who have access to high-speed internet and those that don't.
but it hasn't happened yet. I'm Keon Williams on the Black Information Network.
A special thank you to Geico,
A proud founding partner who shared. Lowe's is dedicated to helping the Black community, and each month we showcase another way that Lowe's is making a difference.
This is Building Change on the Black Information Network.
Lowe's is committed to investing, recognizing, and fostering the future of Black-owned businesses. Today we're speaking
Commercial.
No vas a decir ninguna declaración porque tú no estuviste.
Conditioner.
Well, what can you learn from this? What have I learned about this God? I've learned he's merciful. I'm learning that he's tender, he's understanding, he knows our weaknesses and our frailties. That's why God doesn't open up until you open up, until I open up.
That guy has some brights on. I hate that. Hey, excuse you.
I said, what?
Nothing more.
manufacturer in the country that manufactures that fuel.
She feels like she can take off her clothes. All right, now here is...
There's an opportunity for the
with the goal of building strong.
Manhattan Beach, California. Consent is not a condition of purchasing goods or services.
Attention all rideshare and food delivery drivers. If you're a current or former ride...
It's on the way. But that's one of the ways. And that's why you and I should not shun difficult and hard.
the governor or the impeaching and removal of the governor. Will they do that? I don't know. Most of the time, unless it's sexual harassment, that they can put a charge on a Republican. There are some exceptions, we all know. I'm never surprised when Democrats ignore it. And will they in this case? I can't tell you whether they will in this case or not, but wow. I'm trying to see here, I'm trying to find an article that I want to get to here. Oh, here it is. The Andrew Cuomo Standard, Wall Street Journal. If Democrats take sexual harassment seriously, they'll move to impeach. We're about to find out if Democrats believe what they say about having zero tolerance for sexual harassment. If they do, then they have little choice other than to move to impeach Andrew Cuomo as governor of New York. Mr. Cuomo asked the Attorney General to investigate the many accusations women have made against the governor, and on Tuesday, the outside lawyers for the Attorney General issued their 165-page report. The report recounts the facts
You save for
as
later.
related by 11 women
Aren't you
who worked
full?
for Mr. Cuomo or came to his attention as part of their work in government or private business. A couple of the accounts don't seem to rise to the level of harassment that many do, at least by the contemporary standards set and enforced by the political and cultural left. No corporate CEO or even a junior executive would survive in a job amid the trail of bullying, groping, leering, unwanted kissing, and suggested come-ons reported in the report by 6 lawyers at 2 law firms. In one instance, the report says Mr. Cuomo noticed a female state trooper he fancied at a public event, had her transferred to his personal protective detail, though she lacked the necessary minimum tenure, and then sexually harassed her on a number of occasions. This included caressing her stomach and back, kissing her on the cheek in the presence of another trooper, and on another occasion asking for a kiss. The reasonable conclusion is that Mr. Cuomo used his power as governor to violate New York State police rules to transfer a woman he figured he might be able to coax into a sexual relationship. The report concludes that the, quote, the governor engaged in conduct constituting sexual harassment under federal and New York State laws. In other words, he violated the law. Mr. Cuomo denies some of the allegations and explains others as the too affectionate style of an old-school man. He says the women misinterpreted what he meant as compliments. That's hard to believe when there are so many accusers, and the report cites others who describe an office culture that was filled with fear and intimidation and contributed to the conditions that allowed the sexual harassment to occur and persist. Everyone in Albany has known for years that Mr. Cuomo is an abusive, bullying figure. The report describes a man who acted as if he is politically invincible, which is what often happens in a one-party state.